Hello and welcome to the Seth Joyner Show. It wasn't pretty, but the Eagles, as they've done throughout the first 8 games, found a way to beat their hated rival, the Dallas Cowboys. Or should I say, the Cowboys found a way to lose. Either way, the Birds won. The Birds play a sporadic brand of football, but one thing they know how to do is to make plays when necessary to win football games. At the end of the day, that's all that really counts. It's time for my breakdown. The Dallas Cowboys rolled into the Link on a 2-game win streak and 1 game behind the Eagles in the division. We just know that the NFC East games are going to be a battle, regardless of how good or bad an opponent may be. The Cowboys game, though, is a different animal altogether. These are supposed to be the 2 preeminent teams in the NFC East division and maybe even the conference. And being evenly matched from a talent perspective, as these 2 teams are, the Birds are simply just a better team. The Eagles possess some glaring components that separate them from the Cowboys. Nick Sirianni is simply a better head coach. Jalen Hurts is built for the moment and is a more clutch quarterback than Dak Prescott. And lastly, the Eagles just know how to win, where the Cowboys will always find a way in a tight situation to lose. Stats would tend to say that the Cowboys should have won this game, but stats often only tell half the story. Although Dak outpaced Jalen passing the ball by 150 yards and had 3 touchdown passes to Jalen's 2, the difference in the game is the resiliency of Jalen Hurts, laying it all on the line even while hurt, and a defense that rises to the occasion when necessary. If you want to look at the stats, Dallas was 6 for 15 on 3rd down, 3 for 5 on 4th down conversions, and coaching decisions by Mike McCarthy, which seemed to be the norm, contributes on a regular basis to the team losing big games. Conversely, Nick Sirianni was aggressive from the jump. He made calculated decisions all game that put the Eagles in position for a big win, while not operating at optimal levels. Nothing with this team seems to come easy. When it looks as though the game is in hand and victory is assured, it's game on for the opponent. The Cowboys went into the half with a 17-14 lead. On the first possession of the first half, the Birds drove the ball 6 plays, 60 yards, culminating in a 29-yard dime from Jalen Hurts to Devontae Smith for a touchdown. After an 8-play, 32-yard drive by the Cowboys that ended in a punt, the Eagles went on another 11-play, 87-yard drive that ended in a 4-yard A.J. Brown touchdown. With a 17-28-point advantage, victory seemed to be a lock. On the ensuing drive, the Cowboys went 13 plays, 71 yards, and turned the ball over on downs instead of taking the short field goal. It's my opinion that the head coaches in the NFL have become drunk on the analytics and being overly aggressive. If the Cowboys had taken the 3, and on the next possession, they drove the ball 5 plays, 51 yards for a Tolbert touchdown and an opportunity to go for 2 to tie the game. But I digress. The Eagles' offense didn't help matters much as they went 3 and out on their next 3 possessions of the game. I've consistently said that the run game is not something that you could just turn on and turn off at will. The Eagles attempted 12 runs in each half of the game, and having limited success in the first half, 12 runs, 43 yards and a touchdown, when they needed to run the ball the most in their 4-minute offense down the stretch, 11 carries for 30 yards was simply not enough and not efficient enough of a job to get it done. The defense, which struggled most of the game keeping up with CeeDee Lamb, 11 receptions for 191 yards, finally woke up. Although the defense took its turns at the end of the game, making it more interesting than it needed to be, the last 5 possessions for the Cowboys went punt, turnover on downs, touchdown, turnover on downs again, and then turnover on downs and a fumble to end the game. That's my breakdown. When I come back, we'll do a mid-season review of what the Eagles have accomplished and what they'll need to accomplish to get back to the Super Bowl.
When you open the BetParx app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the anticipation of another face card, the thrill of an extra spin, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's all your favorite games at your fingertips. Plus, get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. Bet Parks.
This is Seth Joyner, top analyst for the Birds. I've also analyzed the best auto dealerships, and I drive a Davis Honda.
Fall into savings at Davis Honda. Over 300 cars available. And right now, get rates as low as 0.9% at Davis Honda in Burlington. Plus, you'll get 2 years of free oil changes on every new and used Davis Honda vehicle. See why Davis Honda continues to win outstanding awards for sales and service, including the highest award from Honda, the President's Award. Get to Davis Honda in Burlington.
Fall into savings at Davis Honda.
Welcome to Bridgeview Partners, where IT and business innovation merge. We're not just another tech company. We're your strategic partner in navigating the ever-evolving digital landscape. Our team of experts tailors cutting-edge solutions to fit your unique needs, and ensuring your success is our top priority. Elevate your business with Bridgeview Partners. Discover the power of partnership and tech innovation today. Contact us now to experience the difference. Bridgeview Partners, where innovation meets excellence.
If you understand that success is built on trusted relationships and dependable performance, Mid-Penn Bank is the right bank for you. We're on a mission to prove that the right bankers can make a big difference. We work harder, we get things done, and we're in your corner. With financial centers strategically located throughout the greater Philadelphia region and new locations in central New Jersey, we're ready to bring you the best in commercial and personal banking. Call or visit us today to connect with a professional Mid-Penn banker. Member FDIC. Go Eagles!
At Revolution X, we know that fortunes are made in times of uncertainty. Are you selling your investment real estate? Are you interested in deferring your tax with a 1031 exchange? At RevX, we're experts in 1031 exchange planning and the use of passive real estate options using DSTs. Not in the midst of an exchange and want to invest in real estate but don't know where to start? Revolution X has institutional grade real estate options for any size investor right now. Set up a consultation at RevXWealth.com. RevX, defer the tax, maximize the gain.
This segment is brought to you by Davis Honda of Burlington. Welcome back. The Eagles have managed to do what many other teams in the NFL haven't been able to do in the first part of the season, and that's when they're at their least, not at their best, in overcoming the turnover battle. As this team continues to move forward, they're going to have to get the turnovers under control, and they're going to have to find a way to equalize how they play, because they've been sporadic. Believe it or not, the special teams have really been, the most consistent unit all year long. We haven't talked about them. So that's a good thing. Then statistically, Jalen Hurts just hasn't been what he was last year. You can't expect for him to play at that level all the time. You got to give other teams credit for being able to get him under control. The running is down probably because of the knee. But after a slow start, he seems to be becoming much more efficient as a pocket passing quarterback than he was in the past. Next thing, Nick Sirianni has 2 new coordinators. Both units have had good days and bad days. Luckily, to use a golf term, they've ham and egged it. There's been games where the offense has played good and the defense hasn't played good. There's been games where the offense has really struggled and the defense has been required, to kind of lift them up. The greatest flaws that I see probably on each side of the football for this team is probably on offense, their inability to run the football or to commit to running the football the way that they really need to. And listen, I get it. They want to be a pass-first team. There's nothing wrong with that, but you just can't ignore the running game, especially when you know that you can do it because you've got the best offensive line in football. Sean Desai has had to deal with a lot of injuries in the secondary. A lot of guys in and out. Had to make the trade to bring in Byard. These guys just haven't had the continuity on the backside that they really needed. And you also have a guy like Nakobe Dean, who everyone was anticipating to be a big part. He's injured again. So there's been a lot of change on the back end of this defense for Sean Desai, but one thing that they can do, they can get after and they can rush the passer. When I look back at the schedule, lastly, everyone thought that this period that they were going to, starting with the Cowboys last week, was going to be the gauntlet, that toughest part of their schedule. But as I look at these teams, Kansas City isn't what it was. Buffalo has really struggled, and the 49ers have kind of come back to earth a little bit, as well as, the Seattle Seahawks. So I see the Eagles, a possibility of the Eagles going 4-1 through this stretch, or at worst, 3-2. None of these teams look like the juggernaut they did at the beginning of the season. Lastly, Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, and although the weapons are limited comparison to what he had last year, this is a guy who can win games on his abilities, strictly on his abilities. What do the Eagles have to do in order to win the game on Monday night? I think the first thing that they have to do is they have to get Pacheco and McKinnon under control in the run game. Once they get him under control, then the focus goes to Patrick Mahomes. Now, he can operate from the pocket, multiple arm angles to fit balls, into zone coverages. But at the other end of the spectrum, he's most dangerous when he gets out of the pockets. That's where he hits his big plays down the field. The Eagles will have to keep him in the pocket. They're going to have to get pressure on him in a way that, they couldn't get it on him in the Super Bowl, and that's going to affect the game. Listen, the Eagles have just as good a chance to win this game. I get it. It's Andy Reid. It's Patrick Mahomes. Everyone's probably going to be picking Kansas City to win this game, but I give the Eagles an opportunity to win this game big time. Coming up next, Brad Feinberg is here to look back on the first 9 weeks and the big winners and losers of the first half of the season.
When you open the BetParks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the energy of being all in, the passion of a perfect parlay, and the pure joy of a jackpot. It's another opportunity to win big every day of the week. Sign up for BetParks and get a welcome offer today. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. BetParks.
This is Seth Joyner, top analyst for the Birds. I've also analyzed the best auto dealerships, and I drive a Davis Honda.
Fall into savings at Davis Honda. Over 300 cars available. And right now, get rates as low as 0.9% at Davis Honda in Burlington. Plus, you'll get 2 years of free oil changes on every new and used Davis Honda vehicle. See why Davis Honda continues to win outstanding awards for sales and service, including the highest award from Honda, the President's Award. Get to Davis Honda in Burlington.
Fall into savings at Davis Honda.
Welcome to Bridgeview Partners, where IT and business innovation merge. We're not just another tech company. We're your strategic partner in navigating the ever-evolving digital landscape. Our team of experts tailors cutting-edge solutions to fit your unique needs, and ensuring your success is our top priority. Elevate your business with Bridgeview Partners. Discover the power of partnership and tech innovation today. Contact us now to experience the difference. Bridgeview Partners, where innovation meets excellence.
JP Mascaro & Sons is a family-owned, locally operated solid waste service company in business for over 60 years. You've seen the red trucks with the blue elephant that symbolizes strength and reliability. Mascaro is different than other national brands. Like the Birds, Philadelphia is home. They'll take care of all your waste removal needs. They have it all: an experienced workforce, state-of-the-art equipment, a cutting-edge recycling center, and their own disposal facilities. Call 888-MASCARO or visit jpmascaro.com.
At Mandrecchia Law, we win big personal injury cases, but we always tell our clients up front that those cases almost always hinge on how much insurance coverage people or companies have. At Mandrecchia Law, we don't sell insurance, but we're experts at helping our clients make sure they have the right insurance to protect their businesses and families. Do you have the right insurance? Most people don't. For a consultation, visit mmattorneys.com or call 610-584-0700. Mandrecchia Law, aggressive attorneys who get the job done.
This segment is brought to you by BetParks. Welcome back. Because there was no show last week for Week 10 due to the bye, my good friend Brad will be joining me to recap Weeks 1 through 10 of the season. Brad, how are you, my friend?
Outstanding, Seth. Good to see you today.
All good, man. Okay, so Brad, let's start off with your top performers for the first 10 weeks of the fantasy football and who you'll be banking on down the stretch.
Well, I'll start off, Seth, with some quarterbacks. Look, underrated guy that I still think is going to keep getting good. He's actually second in yards is Sam Howell. This Washington team said not great on defense, but offensively, some good receivers, Terry McLaurin, Dotson, and this team passes every play. Still very bullish on him. I love Tua still, Seth, again, with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. No way is that offense slowing down. Very bullish on him down the stretch. And, of course, Joe Burrow is on the rise, Seth. Finally healthy. You see again with Higgins and Chase. To me, he's an elite guy going forward. I totally bank on. And last, I'm huge on Josh Allen. Look, we get the running game, we get the passing game. He is a one-man show in Buffalo, Seth. And then look, running back wise, Seth, I'm very bullish on Travis Etienne. This guy has had 4 straight games of 20-plus points in fantasy. Gets a huge workload, Seth. Love him the rest of the year. Alvin Kamara, again, Seth, gets nothing but catches, which in a PPR league is a person's best friend. Kamara gets so much of that work in the receiving game, Seth. He's terrific. And, of course, the incomparable Christian McCaffrey. Look, he's the number 1 player, Seth, in my opinion, in all fantasy, and I expect that to keep going. Wide receiver-wise, Tyreek Hill, A.J. Brown, these are, if we mentioned McCaffrey, Seth, these guys actually made me better than him. These guys will continue, in my opinion, to be absolutely dominant, absolutely elite. Love those 2 guys. And then, look, I would say CeeDee Lamb of Dallas, Seth, we saw that game against the Eagles. He really has become Dak's primary guy in every single way. Love him going forward. And then, what was I going to say? And then there was Amon-Ra St. Brown, Seth, will be the last guy. To me, look, Jared Goff, Seth, has actually become a decent quarterback. And I think that with him under center, I think St. Brown's very consistent. You get a lot of those 6 for 85 games with a touchdown. You're not going to get the A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson kind of performances, but I really like him very much going forward.
Quickly, before I jump over to the next question, give me a defense to go along with those picks.
Well, look, defensively, Seth, look, I love the Cleveland Browns. I think they are absolutely spectacular. I think they're the best defense in pro football right now. I love what they're doing. And what I like about them in DFS, they're usually not even that highly priced. So I would say Cleveland's my favorite.
Okay, so conversely, who are the players in defense that you have been most disappointed through the first 10 weeks, the one you put an asterisk next to fade the rest of the way?
Yeah, look, Seth, quarterback-wise, look, Jordan Love, again, not he was expected to be great, Seth, but there was a little mystery, right, with no Aaron Rodgers. He had that one drive, I think it was one drive, Seth, against the Eagles, and like, oh, people like Jordan Love, maybe he's great. No, Jordan Love is not great. I have no interest in him at all. I think he's a complete waste, and I would not be banking on him. Now, here's a player who I do think is great in real football, but in fantasy, Seth, not so sure, and that would be Trevor Lawrence. And I say that, Seth, because, again, they've really been using Etienne a lot in the running game. And it's not that I don't think Lawrence is a great player. I think he's a potential MVP candidate. But in terms of fantasy, the love he's getting, I'm probably going to say other guys I prefer. And then, listen, this is the guy I've been wrong on, Seth. I really liked Geno Smith before the year. Was very bullish on Seattle. I thought maybe, Seth, maybe he was down the Rich Gannon path of careers where kind of came out of nowhere after 7-8 years and then had a happy ending at the end where he ended up having a great career. Rich Gannon actually won an MVP. I thought maybe we were going to get that at Geno Smith, but I'm going to say no. I don't think that's going to happen now. Running back-wise, Seth, look, Tony Pollard, Saquon Barkley were 2 of the highest picks in drafts, right? Barkley, though, with that offense, I don't want anything to do with the Giants' offense. Not at all. Nothing. And Tony Pollard, Seth, I don't know if it's because he broke his leg from last year and he's not the same player, or maybe not having Zeke Elliott take up some of that, all that extra run-ins. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just he's wearing down. I don't like Tony Pollard down the stretch, Seth. And again, he's a very highly thought-of guy. Wide receivers, Devonta Smith to me, Seth, is a guy that, look, with A.J. Brown's emergence, he really is becoming much more of an afterthought. It's just the way that it is. I think he's a really good player. I think he's decent for where he was drafted in fantasy, Seth. Not as optimistic on him. And then Puka Nacua, look, great story, right? Look great these first 5 games without Cooper Kupp. But now that Cooper Kupp is back, not so sure that Puka Nacua is someone that I want to be investing in going forward. And defensively, Seth, look, I have not really been that impressed. And they're always like the highest priced defense. I haven't been that impressed with the Eagles defense. I really haven't been. And to me, with the schedule getting harder, I'm not necessarily looking to back them.
All right. So, listen, I saw your Rangers play. Well done, my friend. Well done.
Thank you.
So give me your top teams the rest of the way that you're going to bank on for the rest of the season from a betting perspective, your top dogs that you like the rest of the way.
Well, it's funny, Seth. I'll start in the AFC. And again, I've been stubborn with this, and they bit me last year, and they're doing it again this year. Every single time I watch the Chiefs, Seth, I just don't think they're that great. I really like their defense a lot, but offensively, I think they're average. And I guess they've just been winning with mirrors in some ways. And I know they have the best player in Mahomes, but I don't think it's going to be them, Seth. I really don't. In the AFC, I personally, I like Jacksonville, I like Baltimore, and I like Miami. So I know Miami just lost to them. I get it. But Miami's defense is getting a lot better, Seth. A lot better. And I think as the season goes on, Miami's going to be a much tougher team to beat. I really like Baltimore. And Jacksonville would probably be third. But I think it's going to be Miami or Baltimore coming out of the AFC. And I am fading the Kansas City Chiefs, Seth. And the NFC, look, this is very tough, right? We have Philadelphia. We have Dallas. We have Detroit. We have San Francisco. Frisco, Seth, if healthy, but I know, you talked about the value of McCaffrey to their team. If healthy, I still think they're probably the best team. The Eagles, Seth, and again, every single time I watch Jalen Hurts, I give the guy so much credit because he looks like really banged up and hurt, and he keeps just continuing to play at a high level. I just feel like these Eagles team is just doing it. I don't want to say with mirrors because they certainly have so many talented players, but I don't think they're going to get it done. I just think that there's just something missing, even though they keep winning. So they have the best record in pro football. I think it's going to be Frisco, and I would say it's going to be, if I had to pick Super Bowl stuff, let's go Frisco against Baltimore.
Well, my friend, we shall see. We shall see. Brad, it's good to have you back.
I can't let you off the hook. Give me your Super Bowl pick.
Oh, I actually like Cincinnati in the AFC, and I like the Eagles coming out of the NFC. That would be interesting. I think
that's as good a pick as any.
Yeah,
Joe
I think
Burrow looks great.
Yeah, he's hitting his stride. All right, my friend. Hey, great to have you
Appreciate
back.
it, Seth.
Thanks as always. Coming up, my closing thoughts and prediction for the Super Bowl rematch of 2022 as the Philadelphia Eagles travel to Arrowhead Stadium to take on Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and the Kansas City Chiefs. JP Mascaro & Sons is a family-owned, locally operated solid waste service company in business for over 60 years. You've seen the red trucks with the blue elephant that symbolizes strength and reliability. Mascaro is different than other national brands. Like the birds, Philadelphia is home. They'll take care of all your waste removal needs. They have it all: an experienced workforce, state-of-the-art equipment, a cutting-edge recycling center, and their own disposal facilities. Call 888-MASCARO or visit jpmascaro.com.
At Mandrecchia Law, we win big personal injury cases, but we always tell our clients up front that those cases almost always hinge on how much insurance coverage people or companies have. At Mandrecchia Law, we don't sell insurance, but we're experts at helping our clients make sure they have the right insurance to protect their businesses and families. Do you have the right insurance? Most people don't. For a consultation, visit mmattorneys.com or call 610-584-0700. Mandrecchia Law, aggressive attorneys who get the job done. At Revolution X, we know that fortunes are made in times of uncertainty. Are you selling your investment real estate? Are you interested in deferring your tax with a 1031 exchange? At RevX, we're experts in 1031 exchange planning and the use of passive real estate options using DSTs. Not in the midst of an exchange and want to invest in real estate but don't know where to start? Revolution X has institutional grade real estate options for any size investor right now. Set up a consultation at revxwealth.com. RevX, defer the tax, maximize the gain.
If you understand that success is built on trusted relationships and dependable performance, Mid-Penn Bank is the right bank for you. We're on a mission to prove that the right bankers can make a big difference. We work harder, we get things done, and we're in your corner. With financial centers strategically located throughout the greater Philadelphia region and new locations in central New Jersey, we're ready to bring you the best in commercial and personal banking. Call or visit us today to connect with a professional Mid-Penn banker. Member FDIC. Go Eagles!
When you open the BetParks app, you're in the zone. Winning is always a rush, but the money is in the moments. It's the confidence and underdogs covering, the tension before a clutch turnover, and the pride of a parlay paying off. It's another chance to win big with all-day action. Plus, win your first $10 bet and get $125 in sports bonus bets. You play for fun, you love to win. You bet. BetParks.
This segment is brought to you by Bridgeview Partners. Welcome back. The loss of Dallas Goedert is going to be huge, but this team lives by the creed of next man up. Plus, no one is going to feel sorry for the Eagles at 8-1. The bye came at the most critical time for the Birds. Jalen Hurts needs time to rest his knee and heal up a bit, like many of the Eagles players. Teams formulate tendencies that analytics and that coaching staffs pick up over time. This is the perfect juncture for the Eagles staff to self-scout and look at how predictable they might have become over the first 9 games of the season. Technique and fundamentals are so important. They're usually a focal point during OTAs and training camp. Once the season gets started, game planning takes precedence. This is a great time to brush up on technique and fundamentals. Most of the time, players get penalized because they get beat or out of position, largely due to technical and fundamental flaws in their game. Penalties have to be a point of emphasis going into the bye as well. It's a good time to clean up some things that could have caused another loss or two, which they were able to overcome. Rest is another focal point for this team. When they return to action, they'll be in the midst of the most important run of their season, the playoff push. The team that's the healthiest, most rested, most focused and confident will possess a major advantage moving forward. It's also an opportunity for defensive coordinator Sean Desai to speed up the learning curve for some of these young secondary players that will be relied upon for the stretch run. Sidney Brown, Eli Ricks, and Nolan Smith have been forced to be contributors earlier than anticipated. They're going to play a major role in the defense's success the rest of the way. The better prepared and equipped they are, the more efficient they'll be moving forward. The Chiefs have the best quarterback in the NFL in Patrick Mahomes, bar none. But the Chiefs have done little to replace the talent around him, and that has made the defending Super Bowl champions gettable, in my opinion. The Birds are better equipped to stop Pacheco and the Chiefs' run game, something they couldn't handle in Super Bowl 57 in the second half. A healthy Cox, Davis, Carter, Williams, Toi Paluptu, Brandon Graham, Sweat, Reddick, and Smith should solve that problem. They are the number 1 ranked run defense in the National Football League. Sean Desai has begun to tighten up coverages that will help the D-line get home, even if he's a little bit reluctant to bring more pressure, even if the front 4 aren't getting home early. The chess match between Reed and Desai is going to be pivotal. Reed's Chiefs will be coming off a bye week as well, and Andy has the best record of any coach in the National Football League coming off a bye. In the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts outplayed Patrick Mahomes and posted some great numbers. It will take a similar performance on Monday night to beat the Chiefs. With an axe to grind, I believe the Birds avenge their Super Bowl loss. It will be a tight one, but a late field goal by Jake Elliott would be a fitting way to move to 9-1. I like the Eagles 24-21. That's the show for tonight. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week as we look back on the Monday Night Football game versus the Chiefs and look ahead to the Buffalo Bills coming to town. Have a good night and go Birds.